All right, Jamar Chase. Fans are at training camp screaming, Jamar, Jamar, Jamar. When are we going to get this done? This should have been done. This shouldn't even came to this, guys. It really shouldn't have. It should have been as simple as, hey, man, how much you asking for? Because like I said in my other Jamar Chase video, he is somebody that was a key piece and a valuable piece to the Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl run. Now, I get it. That was a few years ago. You got to update your resume. But what exactly are they going to do? You're close to losing Higgins. You didn't sign Higgins. And then here comes Jamar, who needs a contract. And you guys weren't planning for either of these two. And then, just like there's a duo in Dallas holding out, there's a duo in Cincy holding out, and Trey Hendricks. I get it. Trey Hendricks isn't Aaron Donald. He's not Myles Garrett. He's not T.J. Watt. He's not a J.J. Watt. Trey Hendricks is a guy that he'll be up there in the top 5 in sacks, like on a random week, like week 6 or like week 11 or week 13. Like he'll be top 5 in sacks at some period throughout the season. There's a game where he'll have 3 sacks, 6 TFLs, and 7 total tackles. Like, Trey Hendricks can be that guy. He's a key defensive piece. Now, we don't look at the Bengals as defensive juggernauts, but I do look at Trey Hendricks as like their star rusher. I remember him when he was in the Saints, and he was a key piece for the Saints, but he knew he'd never break out there. And then he went to Cincy, where he was their key edge rusher. He is their TJ Watt, their Myles Garrett. He's the defensive line's, first line of hope, pretty much. Like, hey, man, you go get him. I just don't know. I just really don't know, like, why you wouldn't give these guys their contracts. And the thing with Jamar is, I'm sure he's had a great couple of seasons, going over 1,000 yards, in most of the seasons he's been in the league. He's been over 5 touchdowns each year. Like, why are we not giving Jamar his credit? He's not some second-tier, third-tier receiver. He's your number one option. He's Cincinnati's Devontae Adams, or, a Texan Stephon Diggs, or let's go Green Bay, Devontae Adams. You give those guys their money ASAP. And for the fans to want Jamar, and I remember Mike Brown saying he's going to stop being cheap. This is as cheap as it gets, sir. You signed your quarterback. You didn't sign a Carson Palmer who's on his last legs, or get a Andy Dalton who's middle of the pack. You have a guy, the guy in Cincinnati, as Joe Burrow is now stuck in Cincy for another 5 years. And you got to get his partner in crime. You got to get Jamar as his partner in crime, because that's what you drafted them for. And it's worked out for you so far when they do play together. And then Trey Hendrickson, he's a guy that he's not just the average Joe, of a edge rusher. He'll get up there. He'll be probably top 10 in sacks, every year. And that's a guy that you want to keep. The fact that he's consistent and a guy that, gets to the quarterback, fairly well, you keep those types of guys. That's why the Saints kept Cameron Jordan for so long. You gotta sign these guys ASAP. But here we are. Duo in Dallas, duo in Cincy. That's all I gotta say. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. If you're seeing this, leave your comments down below and tell me your opinions on it. I know a lot of people are going to want Jamar. to stay in Cincy. But if he does get traded, where do y'all think he gets traded to? I don't think he gets traded. I think they come down with a deal. But let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all in the next video.